Okay, hi everyone. In part A, it's just a continuation of part 7. A lot of this is just finding the common denominator. When you see that the right side is written in terms of sine and cosine, that's what basically we're going to do with this left side. And then we just have to find the common denominator, so if we need one. So in this case, I'm going to rewrite my left side in terms of sine and cosine. I'm going to write this is 1 over cosine of theta, and my common denominator is cosine of theta. And if you cross here, you get cosine of theta plus 1. So these two cancel, and what we're left with is 1 over 1. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this 1 plus cosine of theta. Now, if you notice, this doesn't work. And we have to keep this, our eyes on the prize here. We want it to equal that. What I do know I can do is I can multiply the numerator by cosine of 1 minus cosine of theta. And if I have to do that also with the denominator. Now when you do that, the numerator is just going to be 1 minus cosine of theta. And the denominator is going to be 1 minus cosine squared of theta. And you know this equals sine squared of theta. So we do have this equals 1 minus cosine of theta over sine squared of theta. So it's just a matter of that we had to do this little trick here in this area and force it to work a little bit. Okay, the next one is going to be 1 plus tan, or 1 minus tan squared of theta over 1 plus tan squared of theta. And then we have this tag-along guy, and this is supposed to equal 2 cosine squared of theta. Again, you can't get any simpler than that. Now, what I want to do when you see something like this is go ahead and get your common denominator on this one. So my common denominator is 1 plus tan squared of theta. So when you cross here, you're going to get 1 minus tan squared of theta plus 1 plus tan squared of theta. Alright, and then what happens is these cancel, the tans, and you get 2 over 1 plus tan squared of theta. Now, 1 with your Pythagorean identities, 1 plus tan squared of theta is secant squared of theta, and this equals 2 times cosine squared of theta. So these two match, and we're good. Okay, the next one is 1 plus cotan squared of theta over 1 plus cosine squared of theta. This is minus. This is plus. Sorry. Have a little dyslexia. And then we're going to, our tag-along guy is going to be 2 cosine squared of theta. And we want this to equal 1. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and write 1. This right here is cosecant. So you're going to have, if I write this as cosecant squared of theta, I'm going to write it 1 over cosecant squared of theta minus cotan squared of theta over cosecant squared of theta. And this is going to, and then you're going to have your tag-along guy here, 2 times cosine squared of theta. All right, and we know that this equals sine squared, and I'm going to go ahead and break up these. This is cosine squared of theta over sine squared of theta all over 1 over sine squared of theta. Now what happens is these two cancel, and don't forget your tag along guy here. So what we're left with is sine squared of theta minus cosine squared of theta plus 2 cosine squared of theta. Now this piece here equals just cosine squared of theta. And we get cosine squared of theta. And we know that sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta equals 1. Okay, the last one for this section is secant of theta minus cosecant of theta over secant theta cosecant theta, and we want this to equal sine of theta minus cosine of theta. So there's not much we can do with this side. So on the right side, I'm going to write, since everything on the right side is in terms of sine and cosine, I'm going to do the same with this. So we have 1 minus cosine theta minus 1 over sine of theta over 1 over cosine times sine. I'll put the thetas in. Alright? The only thing we have to do is fix the numerator here. My common denominator is cosine times sine. Alright? I'm going to go ahead and copy him down. This is what happens when I go too fast. Alright. Now, all we're going to do here is cross. So this would be sine of theta minus cosine of theta. These cancel. And what you're left with is sine of theta minus cosine of theta, which matches. So that's all of this video. Thank you and have a very nice day. Bye-bye.